There we go. So, welcome. Hi, we are talking tonight about two very, very special and amazing techniques and protocols called Symphony of the Cells and AromaTouch. And these are just two exceptional ways to bring doTERRA oils into your life in just such a powerful way. And I'm really or I feel honored to actually be able to talk about them. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to put this little presentation together and actually talk about them because they've profoundly impacted me, both of them. And they just combine everything that's amazing about the oils with the aroma of the oils and the touch and human touch, which I value so much, and that connection that, with other humans and be able to bring healing to them. I actually feel a bit emotional about it. So it's really beautiful. So I'm excited to talk about them. So the first we're going to talk about is Symphony of the Cells. I was going to grab my little booklet actually. So this is a number of protocols. There's 18 protocols that have been developed by Boyd Truman. So Boyd Truman is a doTERRA advocate. He's got, I think, the biggest team in doTERRA. He's literally got the whole of China under him. He's absolutely amazing, and he's been working with essential oils for over 30 years. And obviously, when doTERRA came along, he just completely up-leveled and transformed his experience of everything he'd been teaching. And so now he incorporates everything he'd learned previously with doTERRA oils. So there's 18 different protocols, which are very, very simple, and anyone can use these. Literally, my kids do these on me. When we went away to Thailand and everyone got sick, my 11-year-old was giving it to all the people in the group. So such a simple and effective way to integrate these therapeutic essential oils, whether it's for physical healing or emotional healing or spiritual healing. It's just really, really beautiful. So it's almost play by numbers. Each protocol has these little symbols, and it's usually just even only 2 or 3 of these symbols. So it tells you exactly what to do next to each oil. So it comes down to these 8 things. So you either apply a carrier oil to the whole back, which we generally want to do so the oils are diluted, for every protocol. For some of them, we want the person to be smelling the oils as well as applying them to the body. There's a few applications where we apply to the heart and to the liver, but that's fairly rare. And we generally apply the excess oil to the feet, and then it will tell you whether to apply the oil to the entire back or over the neck and shoulder area or to the hand. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like. This is the basic application that you can literally just do for anything, even with the starter kit. I know it's got the massage blend in there, which is the AromaTouch, but even if you just got the starter kit, you can get these oils on. So this is just to sort of show you what it is. So the basic thing is pretty much every protocol, I think, has just a couple of drops of frankincense across the back of the neck. So that first symbol is the neck and shoulders. So we want to rub that in. We want to allow the person to smell that, because that is going to immediately get into the limbic system and get the brain and the body in a relaxed state. And then just wiping the excess oil that's on your hand onto their feet. So they're usually laying face down on the floor or on a bed or a massage table, whatever you've got, just anything will do. And then we want to apply the carrier oil, wipe it all over the whole back, and then apply tea tree up the spine. And then wipe the excess on the, just rub it in, circular motions up the spine, rub the excess on the feet. Do the same with the AromaTouch, wipe the excess on the feet, do the same with the peppermint. So a lot of the protocols will start with frankincense because it's just such a powerful way to start, and it will end with peppermint because peppermint's a driver. It's going to drive everything in that you've put in the body, and it gives an amazing cooling effect at the end of each treatment. So there's a book that has all these protocols, and there's an app as well. I'm going to talk about that. And in the book, it says you basically want, for a standard application, 4 to 6 drops of each oil. You place them up the spine, and then you just circular motion up the spine, just rubbing it in. If you're new to the oils, or if you're young or particularly old or got a particularly chronic condition, then they say just start with few, or maybe 1 to 2 drops, and use that carrier oil first before putting any oils on. But it's that basic. It's really, really that simple. And I'll show you all the different protocols as well. So this is how to get the protocols. They are sort of locked behind either the book or the app. So the book is £11.50 from Essential Oil Supplies. I've created a QR code there and a link. You can just go to bit.ly/SOC book, the capitals SOC and lowercase book. But if not, just go to essentialoilsupplies.co.uk, and they sell the book. It's like £11.50 or something like that. And it's got all the protocols in there, all the instructions. Not that it's much more than I've just told you. Or the app is £4.50 a month or £26 for the year. Now the book has all the protocols. The app has, you can literally look up any condition. So it might be, oh, I've got psoriasis. What's the condition? You just type in your condition. It's going to immediately tell you which protocol to use. Whereas in the book, it just lists all the protocols and shows you some of the conditions next to it. So you have to sort of flick through. But I mean, either way, it's all good. So, if someone's got endometriosis, you're going to give them a hormonal protocol. So it's not difficult to work it out, but it's just the app. You can just literally type it in and it's going to show you straight away. So I'm just going to show you a quick 1-minute video. I really hope it works because my videos have been a bit rubbish on Zoom. So if it doesn't, it doesn't, but it's just showing you very quickly how it works. So fingers crossed this works. And it's not going to. Okay, well, we'll see. Sometimes when it's been uploaded for a while, it just needs time. So we'll come back to it, but it just shows you how to actually do it. I was going to get like a doll. Actually, I was going to even get the dog to show you how to do it. But you imagine, what can I get? I've got a money box here. Let's do this. This is my Fox money box. Imagine this is the spine. You literally have the person lying down. You put a couple of drops up the spine. You circular motion up into the neck, rub it across the whole back. And if they're meant to smell it, get them to smell it. So put it around in front of their face and then wipe the excess on the feet. It is literally that simple. Very, very simple. Very, very easy. Like I said, my kids can do it and have done it on me and other people plenty. So this is a very typical situation. A child just lying on the floor on a pillow. And it will take 3 to 4 minutes maximum. Like you can do it as quick as you like. It can even be done quickly. And even for me, I will, if there's like someone's got a sore throat or someone's not feeling very well, I'll make sure that everybody in the family has the ID protocol, which stands for infectious disease. And it's basically all the immune boosting bombs, the flu bomb, like all those oils. And I'll get the kids to literally all lie on the bed next to each other. So I'll drop the first oil up the first one's spine and then the next child and the next child. And then I'll do them like almost like actually all in, it's like a factory process, get them all done. And everybody's got all the oils on them within just a couple of minutes. It's absolutely not very ceremonial. You can make it super ceremonial. My mum's amazing. She turns it into like an hour treatment. But for me, I'm just like, get the oils on and we're done. So the protocols here are, we've got the basic one, which we just ran through. We've got cardiovascular, cellular, C2, which basically stands for, what does it stand for? I should just grab my book, actually. Sorry, 2 seconds. My apologies. So C2, what does that stand for? I feel like that's cellular, but it's not. So cellular is obviously things like multiple sclerosis, says Parkinson's, shingles, Epstein-Barr, leukemia, that sort of thing. C2 has got Guillain-Barré syndrome as well, heavy metal toxicity, hypoxia, meningitis, neuronal toxicity, lots of neuropathy, so polyneuropathy, ALS, that sort of thing. And then we've got the Chi, which is good for things like joints, migraine, gout, backaches, arthritis, sciatica, scoliosis, seizures. Then we've got digestive, which is obviously going to be for anything digestive, whether it's IBS or constipation or anything like that. Emobic is looking a lot more at the emotions. So whether it's anger, fear, even insomnia, memory loss, mental fatigue, panic, postpartum depression, stress, bipolar disorder, that sort of thing. Forgiveness, again, looking more at the emotional side. So again, we've got bipolar, depression, hate, liver disorder, loneliness, PTSD, and resentment. And hormone balance is everything you'd imagine, from Hashimoto's to menopause and postpartum and stress and thyroid disorders. ID is that infectious disease. So anything that's viral, from candida to parasites, infections, the flu, Lyme disorder. Inflammatory, well, inflammation is the root cause of pretty much everything, but specifically it says here for arthritis, fever, lupus, joint pain, scleroderma. Then lymphatic, so draining the body, helping that lymphatic system to drain toxins. So whether that's fluid retention, or obesity, tinnitus, or tinnitus, cystitis, that sort of thing. Maxim protocol is looking at ones like cancer, cirrhosis, kidney stones, leukemia, pneumonia, shingles, soft tissue sarcoma, and tumor meningitis. Neurological, as you'd imagine, is anything related to the nervous system, which is a lot of things from concussion to memory loss, neuropathy, seizures, stroke. Osteo is our physical one, so from broken bones to scoliosis, gout and all the osteo things, osteoporosis, respiratory, anything breathing. So we've got the bronchitis, allergies, pneumonia, etc. Sensory, anything from ADHD, autism, dystonia, epilepsy, MS, mood swings, stress, Tourette's. Solar is looking at adrenal fatigue, diabetes, mental fatigue, renal failure, renal cysts, so a lot of that kidney stuff. And then we have all our oil substitutions, which I'm not sure if I'm going to talk about that. I'll talk about that in a second, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like in the book. So you can see here for the forgiveness protocol, this is the one with the most amount going on. Like, it's quite unusual to actually put them on the heart and the liver. I think this might be the only protocol that does it, but this is how it shows in the book. So it shows you here, step 1, use rose. That first symbol is putting it over the heart space. So I usually ask them to do it themselves. And then we're getting them to smell it because we've got the nose symbol. And then we've got the same with geranium, putting that over the liver. And then again, getting them to smell it. And then they will lie down. So usually we don't have that bit. Usually we just start with the lying down bit and the frankincense across the back of the neck, ask them to smell it, wipe it on their feet. Then we have neroli up the spine, smell it on the feet. And then we're going to apply the carrier oil to the whole body and start with the more spicy oils that definitely need that dilution with the carrier oil there first. And it's going through clove, melissa, juniper berry, bergamot, and renewing blend, which is forgive. And then on the right, you can see the possible condition examples. And that's just, I was reading a few of those out. So if you're looking for something up, you can flick through and see what it falls under. And if you have the app, it's going to spit out exactly which protocol to use as well. Now, obviously, not everybody has all the oils, and that's totally fine. And what I love about Symphony of the Cells is there's an oil substitution list, and it gives you 3 alternatives. So if we don't have lavender, we can use petitgrain. If we don't have petitgrain, we can use Roman chamomile. If we don't have Roman chamomile, then we can use coriander. So usually, even if we're starting with the basic oils, we're going to find something that we can use that's going to have similar compounds. If we're wanting something calming, there's going to be another oil that has calming properties that can take its place. It might not be quite as good, but it will be a great substitution. So there's 3 whole pages. So every single oil that's used, it gives that substitution for it, which is fantastic. So we know that when we use essential oils that we can use them aromatically, we can use them topically, and we can use them internally. Now with this Symphony of the Cells, you can see we're often smelling the oils. So we're applying them to the body topically, and then we're asking them to smell them. We just literally hold our hand next to their face after we've put it up their spine. But the magic of Symphony of the Cells is actually that we can up level it to the next place and combine them. And the recommendation is to actually pick 2 or 3 of the oils that you have used in the application. So let's go back to this forgiveness protocol. Say if you're giving someone the forgiveness protocol, you can then choose any of these that are edibles. You might choose geranium, melissa, and frankincense, or just 2 of them. Put them in a little veggie cap with some olive oil and continue to take those veggie caps for a good 2 or 3 days after having received the treatment. And it's just going to amplify that treatment and speed up the healing as well. So it's just a way of combining all 3 ways and making it even more impactful. So when we look at the frequency, it is well, actually, this is in the wrong order. Oh, well, the frequency. So this is what's recommended. So if it's just for general use, so say for me, I was trying to regulate my period, my cycle at one time. And so Anthony was very lovely giving me the hormone treatment. So the hormone protocol, and we were probably doing that 2 to 3 times a week until my cycle just regulated into a better space. So that's that general non-acute use. For an acute illness, so when we say someone's feeling like they're getting a sore throat or fever, or actually feeling like they're coming down with something, we will do that ID protocol in the morning and then in the evening. Or we might do the ID protocol in the morning and then do the respiratory one in the evening if, say, there's a cough involved or something like that. So you can alternate, because it might not be that one specific protocol is right. You can use it in that way. And then maintenance after healing is 1 to 2 times a week. And there's no harm in having a treatment just in forgiveness or chi or basic, just once a week, getting those oils on and bringing that regulation into the body. for no matter what it is that you're trying to achieve, even if it's just that maintenance. So the big question is, how long will the healing take? And the answer is, well, it depends. So it depends on how chronic the illness is, and it also depends on the commitment of the treatment, because it's very easy to just do a treatment once, but then not worry about it. And consistency really, really is the key. So the general rule is that for mild or, say fairly recent issues, it can take about 1 to 3 weeks to improve. Or for something very chronic, it can take 2 to 3 months or more. I mean, I've seen a woman who wasn't able to walk, and she used the osteo protocol every single day. And I think it was 3 months that she was able to walk, having been told by doctors she'd never be able to walk again. So it is about just putting in that effort, that consistency with the oils, and they go in, they stabilize the body. For me, I really like to use the oils for a good 2 or 3 days after I feel better. So when we use the ID protocol, I will use it at least once a day when we're feeling sick, and then I continue to use it afterwards as well, because otherwise these bugs have a what's the word? Tendency to come back. So if we smash them for a couple of days after they've gone, that's when I find they don't come back, which is brilliant. And there's a couple of case studies by Boyd Truman, the developer of the protocols. So he had a teen girl with scoliosis that he treated, and they saw an 80 to 90% improvement, but within about 8 weeks. Then his cousin had chronic back pain, and the first time he had the application, he was pain-free. So literally after the first application, but then managed to stay off pharmaceuticals long term by having regular treatments 2 to 3 times a week. Someone else with eczema and digestive issues, they saw major improvements within a few weeks. That was using the digestive protocol, but also some of the products like Terrazyme, which is the digestive enzymes, and the Zendocrine and citrus oils in water daily. So it's a combination of using the oils in these other ways as well. I think there's a question here about how often the veggie caps. So with the veggie caps, I mean, there's no hard and fast rule. They say not to take more than 20 drops of oil internally a day. So it depends what you're treating, how long for. If it was something, like the flu bomb, we could take that 2 to 3 times a day and take all the flu bomb oils, which is frankincense, lavender, on guard, oregano, and tea tree. But you might feel that's too much for you if you're new to the oils, but as long as you're not taking more than 20 drops internally a day. But I personally would probably take a veggie cap morning and evening with 2 or 3 oils from the protocol, if that was, as part of a treatment. So top tips for Symphony the cells. I mean, number one tip is really not overcomplicate it. Just get the oils on. It's amazing, and literally kids can do it. So even having a presentation feels like I'm trying to overcomplicate something that's so simple. But I mean, it's called Symphony of the Cells, and I do like to think of it, the body is an orchestra, and we are made of organs and cells and systems. And it's good to think of the water is like the conductor. So this is the guiding flow. It is guiding the flow of the oils around the body. It's guiding energy through the body and guiding movement. And then essential oils are like the music. So they are carrying the healing message. They're setting the tone. They have their own frequency. Like, it may not be a sound, but it probably is a sound if you investigate it in a certain way. So that is really the music, and that's what's creating magic and art and healing within our bodies. But with that water being the conductor, water is actually a really important element. And it is really important that we're drinking plenty of water, both before and after any treatments with the oils. So a nice quote from Leonardo da Vinci, that water is the driving force of all nature. Of course, out in nature, it's what helps everything to grow and to be able to receive nutrients. So it does prepare the body. It actually improves absorption of the oils if we're well hydrated, and it also reduces the detoxification discomfort. So if we have got, if we have the lymphatic protocol and we're trying to rid our body of certain toxins, if our body isn't full of water, the oils are going to come in, and then we're going to end up with headaches and that sort of thing, because of that detoxification process. So having water to help that with that flow is going to really help. So I always tell people who come for a treatment with me that to leave the oils on for as long as possible. So after the treatment, I ask people to shower before they come. But I say shower from the inside. So leave the oils on because they're going to continue to enter the body and keep doing their work and keep cleaning out the cells and healing and doing all the things they need to do. But let's have a shower from the inside and just help with that flow, help with that detoxification, help with them getting around the body where they need to go. So the recommendation is to have 1 or 2 glasses before a treatment, and then 2 to 4 glasses following the treatment. For, it doesn't have to be straight away, but continuing for the rest of the day, ideally, to just help the flow. Another tip is to have gentle touch. So you don't need to be a qualified massage therapist. You don't need to go in and manipulate any muscles. If you're not qualified to do so, it's best not to. It's best just to use it like as a clinical application of the oils. Just remember that essential oils are really, really powerful. So they don't need force. They're so concentrated. They will travel through the skin. They will travel through the nervous system. They'll get into the bloodstream easily without any help. They'll go exactly where they need to go. So just applying them to the body to the skin is perfect. And actually a strong, heavy touch can feel like a threat to the body, and it can create resistance. So, sometimes if people come in and start doing a really hard massage, the muscles are all going to tense, and that's going to cause resistance and rejection of things coming in. So whether that's a physical tension or tightening, or whether that's the emotional resistance, we really want a gentle touch to help the body relax and to heal. And so it can allow that healing in, and it can feel balanced and absorb the oils better. And so soft touch to the body just gives that message like, I'm safe, or you're safe and you can heal now. And the body does listen best when we whisper rather than when we shout. So just nice, gentle touch. Another thing that's really helpful is enzyme support. So having good unprocessed foods, avoiding seed oils and all the things that can really spoil that energetic flow within the body. doTERRA cell Terrazyme, which is, hopefully is their digestive enzymes, and that just breaks everything down that's in the body in the digestive system and helps everything go where it needs to go and all the nutrients to go where they need to go. It really helps with elimination of toxins in the body and just helps with that communication with all the systems in the body. So Boyd really recommends 3 things. I know there's loads of things that doTERRA offer, but he just brings it back to 3 things. So the Symphony of the Cells applications, obviously, Terrazyme as his number 2, like most important thing, and then citrus oils in water, because drinking a drop of citrus in the water is just really going to help with that cleansing and helping with that elimination of any toxins in the body and keeping that flow as well. And there we go. Yeah, the citrus in the water. That's the 4th thing. So that again helps with elimination pathways. So if the liver or the bowel or the skin are overloaded, it just means that healing's really, really going to slow down. So just everything we can to keep that flow going is great. And frequency and consistency, which we've already spoken about. So using them as and when needed, but having that consistency with them. And the last thing is actually for those who maybe live alone and don't have somebody who's ready or willing or able to apply the oils to their back and the feet, because it's not the most easy place to get them on. But there is a technique where you can actually apply the oils to the back of the hands. This isn't a particularly good picture because her hand should be outstretched, but if you actually apply it to the back of your hands, you can get it a fair way up and down the spine just by rubbing up and down, and then on the front of the hands from the back of the neck, and you can get most of the spine. Obviously, if you have limited mobility in the arms, it can be tricky, but most people can reach most of their spine by doing it that way. And even if you can't, just getting them on the feet is such a powerful way of getting them into the body, which we'll talk about in a minute anyway. But if you can't get them on your spine, just get them on your feet. So that is a very quick but hopefully useful summary of Symphony of the Cells. This is a lovely picture that the amazing Becky Bowles, who's one of our UK leaders and founders, she asked ChatGPT to create an image of Symphony of the Cells. So they're showing the conductor as the water as the conductor. We've got the beautiful music and the frequency of the healing of the oils in amongst that, the whole orchestra, which is all our body systems working together. So I'm going to move straight on to AromaTouch, and if you've got any questions, we'll come back to them at the end. So there's a little bit of crossover. So the AromaTouch is The second one we're talking about, and this is just one protocol. So rather than having those 18 protocols, we've got just one way of using the oils, but this is such an incredibly powerful way of using them, and it's actually something that's really had such a powerful impact on my life. So you may have seen the oil. I don't think I've got it with me here, but there is the AromaTouch oil. So it's a blend itself, which has, I think, cypress, peppermint, basil, I can't remember what else is on it. It's a beautiful blend, and that is known as the massage blend. And even on its own, if I go for a massage, I'll take the AromaTouch and Deep Blue and maybe Copaiba along and just ask for a massage with that. Obviously, the name itself, aroma, is the smell, and touch is the power of touch, that physical touch. And that is, again, such a powerful combination of having the smell and human touch, providing such healing in the body. But this protocol has 8 specific oils in a specific order, and they're just applied to the back. So again, sort of the spine and the back, the neck, also the ears and the feet. So very similar use of the body as Symphony of the Cells. It is simple. It's not quite as simple as Symphony of the Cells. It hasn't quite got the little symbols that kids can follow along to. And there is a specific training that can be done either online or in person, that teaches you how to do this specifically. I'll run through very briefly how to do it, but it is worth doing the training so that you fully understand what it's actually doing in the body as well. So I did mine back, I think, in about 2016 or 2015, and it was an amazing day. We spent the morning learning the theory and understanding the body systems and what the oils were doing, and then the afternoon we were in groups of 3. So one person was receiving the treatment, one person was giving the treatment, and one person was assisting, handing around the oils. And it was a chance to sort of watch it happen without actually being part of it. So that was the first time I actually ever received an AromaTouch. And I came home that evening, and I was so exhausted from the day. I just came and laid on the sofa, face down, almost like planking when that was a thing. And I laid on the sofa, and I woke up in that exact position with my arms down by my side 14 hours later. And I know now that what actually had happened was that, yes, I'd had a healing treatment with the oils on the day, but because the oils remained in my body actually was continuing to heal as I slept, following that. So I actually now use these 8 oils in every treatment that I give. I am now a qualified massage therapist, thanks to AromaTouch, because I have such an amazing experience with it and giving it to other people, that I decided that I wanted to become a massage therapist and give it to as many people as possible. And we do have a number of massage therapists on our team, and every single one of them has taken on board and uses these 8 oils in their practice. Everyone that I know, they have been maybe massaging for years and years and years, and they then do the AromaTouch training and they take this and incorporate it into their practice because it's just amazing. So we were traveling around Australia, and I would give this as our gift anywhere we went. I would give an AromaTouch as a gift, and it's just so profound, the healing that you see people have, literally, from people having all sorts of health issues, people with anxiety, and then consistently just being alleviated from those sorts of things. So learning how to do this and, being able to give this to your family or friends or people is just a really, really special thing to be able to incorporate into your home. So this technique was developed by Dr. Hill, who he was the chief medical officer for doTERRA. He's now retired, sort of, even though he can't seem to retire. He's still very much alive and well, and he came and spoke at the convention in Brussels that we just went to in May, and this is actually a picture of him on stage talking in Brussels and just talking passionately about the AromaTouch technique. So he actually developed this for himself because he lives with chronic back pain. He has bone on bone in his spine, and he developed this technique actually for himself, selfishly, and then spoke to some really high-level doctors, osteo doctors, whatever they're called, I don't know, and bone surgeons and neurologists, and they came back and said, wow, well, what this is actually doing is it's doing this, it's doing this, it's doing this, it's doing this. He's like, I don't care, it just works. It's absolutely amazing. So this was him sort of sharing his story about it. And there is a little video here, but it's probably not going to play. But again, it's just a little 1-minute video of him talking about how beautiful it is to be able to share this on with other people. So apologies, I will post the links to those they're only short videos, but this is him, talking about it. But this was a slide from the convention with him talking about it, and this just really easily shows the 8 oils that are used and actually what they're doing. So I do tend to give people a little quick rundown of what this is before we do it on the body. So we start with the balance and lavender. So these are relaxing, again, so what we spoke about before, getting the body into a really relaxed state, a receiving state where the muscles are calm, the mind is calm, and we're going to receive the oils so much better, and that's going to alleviate stress from the body, both physically and emotionally. Then we bring in the immunity oil, so the tea tree and the on guard, and this is going to stimulate the healing in the body. It's going to be going into the cells, it's going to be cleaning up, it's going to be killing off little pathogens that shouldn't be there and getting the body into that healing mode. And then we target with inflammation with the AromaTouch, which is that massage blend, and Deep Blue, which we know stimulates that physical healing and help with inflammation in the body. So this is coming in from that more physical level of physically healing and relaxing all the bodies. And then finishing off with wild orange and peppermint. So these are the drivers. They're going to stimulate everything and wake it all up and bring the body to homeostasis. So homeostasis, I'm sure you know this, but just in case you don't, is where the body is in its absolute optimal state. So when our bodies are well and healed and there's nothing wrong, or in homeostasis, it's able to self-heal. So if there is anything bad going on, we can clear it out. We can get rid of this. We can get ourselves to absolute best healing. But when our body's out of whack and it's not in homeostasis, we're not able to generate those healing juices. So this is what brings us to a place where we can self-heal. And that's where I think when I had that first treatment, I had the treatment, yes, but then it's when I was lying down for those 14 hours afterwards that my body was in homeostasis then, and it was able to self-heal and continue doing all the work that the oils had started off. Again, like the Symphony of the Cells, there's no real muscle manipulation with this. We just let the oils do the work. So it's really fine if you're not a qualified massage therapist. I wasn't initially a qualified massage therapist, and I was doing this for a long time. It's just about the clinical application of the oils. So I'm going to run through very briefly. It is a little bit more, it's really simple, but it just looks more complicated. But basically, we put the balance on. The oil introduction just means, again, drops of oil up the spine. I usually do 4 or 5 drops. Some people do up to 8. I think it depends how familiar you are with the oils. I personally, even with anyone, do about 4 or 5. With children, I might do 1 or 2 or 3, depending. So it's then nice little strokes, very, very gentle strokes, getting those oils into the spinal fluid. Very careful not to manipulate or push on anyone's spine, but we just want to get the oils into that spine area. And then with the balance, we just do a lovely little connection over the heart on the back, and just connect with the person as we get that relaxing oil on. With lavender, again, nice oil up and up the spine 3 times, just gentle flowing motions getting it into that spinal fluid. And then they do what's called the palm slide, which is just, let me get my fox, which is obviously great. So we imagine we've got the spine in the middle. It's going on the other side of the spine, just with each hand. Sorry, I can't show you with holding it, but just doing this alternating motion from the base of the spine up to the shoulder, doing it 3 times and then doing it on the other side. Then we have the 5-zone activation, which is based on Chinese meridians. So we stand at the head as they're facing down, and we put our hands either side of the spine, so we're not touching the spine, and just draw up close to the spine. And we have 5 zones. So close to the spine is number 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5 is out to the sides of their back. And we just do nice flowing motions from the hips up to the neck from zones 1 to 5. And pretty much just repeat that with each oil. So the oil application, nice flowing, the sliding on each side, and then the 5 zones up the back. There's slight variations. So you see with the on guard, there's a little thumb walk where we want to get that a little bit deeper up the back as well. So after doing those 4, then the same with the AromaTouch, and it says ice blue here, so it's an Australian one, but it's deep blue. And then for orange and peppermint, you actually move to the feet, and that's where we do the apply those to the feet. So again, using the 5 zones on the feet, but instead of doing it either side of the spine, obviously zone 1 is from the heel down through to the big toe. You can imagine it's very easy to delineate the 5 zones on the toes. And then we bring the wild orange and peppermint back up to the back and put them on the back and use them in the same way as we have the other ones. And it's very, very simple. I know it looks a little bit complicated here, but it is a really, really simple application of them. So just briefly going to talk about why we concentrating so much on the spine and the feet. So why do we put them on the spine? We can sort of see here that the spine is like the motorway that goes through the country, and then all the nerves come off of that to all the different parts of the body, all the different organs, all the different body systems, goes off to everywhere. So if we can get it into there, we're kind of almost accessing, well, we are accessing every single part of the body. Also in our spine, we have spinal fluid. So the nervous system sends signals through the spine every single second. And the spinal fluid is created in the brain and it flows down to the tailbone and then back up. So it's like a river. And this flow is what carries messages, energy, and healing throughout the body. So with both Symphony of the Cells and AromaTouch, we're infusing the spinal fluid with essential oils. So turning it into a really powerful and nourishing force that can literally then flow on, as you can see, to every part of the body. And why the feet? We have a really rich concentration of nerve endings in the feet. So if we can't reach the spine, or if as well as on top of it, it's a really quick way of getting all the oils straight into the nervous system. Also, oils are really easily absorbed through the skin on the feet. They're just very, it's a very absorbable place. And then when we think about reflexology, we know that each part of the foot is associated with a particular body part or a system. So when we're applying to the feet, we're effectively applying to the whole body, because each part relates to something. And it's also convenient. So particularly if you aren't able to put it on your spine, it's very convenient to be able to put it onto your feet for self-care routines as well. So with the AromaTouch training and certification, you don't need any training to do the Symphony of the Cells, although Boyd does come over to the UK and to Australia, and he gives whole day trainings, and it's amazing because he's totally unfiltered, totally non-compliant, and he shares just all his juice from 30 years experience, and it's amazing. But you can just get the book and just get on with it. It just works. You don't need any training. But with the AromaTouch, it is worth doing the proper certification so you have full understanding of exactly what you're doing. And you can do this in person or online. So for in person, that's how I did it, because it's the only way you could do it pre-COVID. But I do know that these 3 lovely ladies are in the UK and they are trained AromaTouch facilitators. So we've got the lovely Becky Bowles, Awana, who's based in London, and Tanya, who's based in Bath. I think Becky's sort of near Nottingham way. And as long as we can get a group together, so if you are interested, I think they need a group of maybe between 6 and 12, then we can make it happen. We can organise a group. I don't know if there's any specifically lined up to be running, because a lot of people are now doing it online instead. But if we can get a group together, we can certainly organise that. So like I said, with the in-person, it's in morning and afternoon. It's about 6 hours with the theory and in the morning, and then the rotation in the afternoon. It's definitely worth practicing and going home and practicing all your friends and family to solidify your learning. And if you are a therapist, once you've done the training and done practices on people, you can charge for it. It is listed in my insurance as a recognised treatment. So it is covered by my insurance as well, and you can charge for it if you're trained. If you're not insured and trained, then it's best to give it as a gift, which is what I always used to do. So you can also do it online now. So since COVID, that's what they've developed, and this is very, very popular. So it's taught by Dr. Hill on videos, and it has all the instruction support you need to learn how to perform everything correctly and confidently. So you learn the origin of it, the science of the touch and aroma, how to properly perform it, and then all the health benefits of it. It's about 7 to 9 hours, depends. It's all self-paced. There's videos with demonstrations, there's all the explanations, there's quizzes with tests to make sure that you know what you're doing, and there's obviously support every step of the way. So to do that, you can go to training.doterra.com. So if you have a doTERRA account, you automatically have access to all of doTERRA's training. You'll see lots of different trainings in there. Some of them are free and some of them are paid. So this one is a paid one. So it's about £100 because the price there, 116, I think, is US dollars. So that's how much it costs to do it online. But you will then receive a certificate once you've completed it as well. But there are other options which might be slightly better. So you can just buy the AromaTouch oils, but that doesn't necessarily include the certification. So out of these 4 here, if you search in your doTERRA shop, you'll see that these 4 come up under the AromaTouch kit. So we've got the AromaTouch Technique kit, which is the 5ml bottles of each of those 8 oils with the coconut oil. For about £120. You can also add on a diffuser and have it AromaTouch diffused for 160. The AromaTouch refill kit is all of the same oils without the coconut oil, but in 15ml bottles. It's incidentally the only way you can get a deep blue in a 15ml bottle. You can't actually buy a 15ml deep blue. So that's obviously really good value because you're getting 3 times the amount of oil and it's not even double the price of the other one. So that's now, because I use these oils a lot, that's how I purchase them. But for just £20 more, you can buy the 15ml kit, and it will include the training and that with the course included. So that is a really, really cheap way to get hold of the training if you're wanting to do it. And on top of that, anybody on our team who does do the AromaTouch training, whether that's online or in person, I love to give you an AromaTouch treatment so you can receive it for yourself. Whether you have if you've done it online, you may have never even received one. So that's at my studio in Maidstone, so that you can experience it. And I'm sure you can find lots of volunteers. You'll have plenty of people offering their services and willing participants. If you put in our WhatsApp group, if you're looking for people to practice on, there'll be plenty of people who will put their hands in if you're not already inundated by friends and family. But yeah, that's my gift for saying yes to stepping towards understanding more about the oils, and just offering that healing out to the community and to your own family, and just getting these oils on people and helping them heal. So just to finish off, I just want to make sure everyone knows that if you are ordering the oils, that the absolute best way to get them is to order them on the loyalty program, or that you're aware of the loyalty program, because if you do have a doTERRA account, you do have optional loyalty rewards, which gives you points back as well as your 25% discount. You get an additional points back. So starting at 10% back on everything you order, but that grows to 30% over the course of a year. So the aim is obviously, would love for you to be experiencing these lovely healing techniques with these oils in this way, the things we've spoken about today, but also just to use oils in everyday life. So to reduce your toxic load from medicines, from body products like toothpaste, shampoos, deodorants, laundry products. Well, that's more cleaning products. So also from cleaning products, it's so easy to make your own things that are so much cheaper than anything you can buy from the supermarket. Or you can buy low tox things from doTERRA as well. And it's not an additional cost, but a replacement cost of things that you might be buying from the store anyway that's not as healthy for you. So if you are ordering from doTERRA regularly to make those changes to your health, then it just makes sense to order them on the loyalty program, because you can earn points as well as get your discount. So you do get your shipping back, you earn points for every purchase, you can get sent free oils if it's over a certain amount. If you introduce other people, you can earn money from anyone else who's ordering. And obviously just using oils regularly gives you better health. And just a quick comparison, I'm sure lots of you are already aware of this, but just in case you're not, the loyalty program absolutely blows every other loyalty program out of the water. So Nectar points, you get 0.5% back on your orders from the points they give you. Boots, you get 3% back. With doTERRA, you get 30% back. So starting at 10% for complete newbies, and over the course of the year grows to 30% back, and it never goes back from there. You always get 30% from that point onwards. So if you haven't set it up and you have any questions, please reach out, because it's not overly user-friendly to set it up. But once you've done it once, it totally makes sense. And it's so rewarding, not only financially, but obviously so much better for your health. So very happy to help anyone with that if you have any questions. So that is my briefest of brief summaries. And I hope this overview of the 2 techniques is helpful and hopefully inspires you to bring more healing into your homes. I would usually stop the recording there, but previous couple of calls, we've had some brilliant questions that have actually been really valuable. So I will just leave it on. And if it's anything personal, I'll just crop the video. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to unmute, or if you want to stay anonymous, please just write in the chat and we can answer. I can answer those. So we've got here, how many times a day for the capsules? So yeah, I think answered that earlier. Maybe, yeah, 2 to 3 times with 2 to 3 drops is well less than that 20 a day. But you may be taking the lifelong vitality supplements, which have a few drops of oils in and those sorts of things. So you do just need to make sure it's not too many. But the main thing I will say with that is that your body will tell you if you're having too many oils, your body you'll feel it. You'll maybe start to get a bit of a headache, or, not that I've ever got to that point, but just listen to your body, because it's so intelligent and it will give you the answers. Leila needs that massage. You sure do. So would AromaTouch also be okay to do 1 to 2 times a week as maintenance? Absolutely. Absolutely amazing. And actually, we're taught on our massage course that people treat or view massages as like a treat or like a birthday thing, but actually it's so fundamental for our health. Like the human touch element, obviously, hopefully we're being touched in other ways as well. Won't go into that. Even just hugs with our children, all that is so, so important. But massaging and actually, whether it's that muscle manipulation or just having the oils relax the body, is just an essential part of our health. It really should be like, what's the word? Enforced. Prescribed massages. But yeah, absolutely, you can't overdo the AromaTouch. If you can find someone to give it to you 1 to 2 times a week or more, go for it. I have to jump off. Thank you. Definitely up for joining the AromaTouch course. Awesome. Any other questions? Or what? Or have I covered enough? All good? No more. Well then, thank you so much for coming, and I hope you are inspired, and I hope you bring more healing into more homes. And or any questions, just feel free to message me. Take care, everyone.